I hit the dang, darn. I hit the button. I wasn't ready. I'm live. I didn't even know. I mean, I knew, but I ain't mean to hit the button. Trying to at least come in the house first. Can you hand me my earbud case, wherever it is? What's up? Okay. I thought that was it. No. They on the dining room table. Is this it right here? Yeah. How y'all doing this Sunday? I wasn't ready at all. Here, some lids for the jars for like some everyday type use. Just put them up there, put them in a drawer instead of my canning lids. We're always looking for those. I'm not ready at all, y'all. I set that up on the way home from the grocery store. How is everybody doing? You get my pen and paper too. Wasn't ready. You know that's unprofessional. Not ready at all. Good to see everybody tonight. It's good to see everybody. I wanted to throw something at y'all before I end up leaving tonight. I wanted to see who was all down with I got a little game I want to play. I played a game, kinda, I guess you could say a game, and we gonna do it again. We just gonna do it just a little different. That's all. Let me see, cause this is. I'm glad you said. Tamiko says I saw the solar panel that you were talking about, and they are all in my neighborhood. I saw them advertised at Life $14. I don't know what. Explain to me what solar panel that is, cause I don't know anything about any solar panel anywhere that's $14. Before we get started, please explain that to me, because I don't want to be fibbing to folks. $14. What's going on, Turf? You the man. Tamiko, tell me what you was talking about again. Those very small ones. Oh, right, with the light bulb. Okay. Woo! I was about to be like, no. If they selling solar panel arrays for $14, don't just turn around and walk away. Run. Yeah, the little ones. Right. Whew. I was about to say, man, you about to have everybody in the room tonight like, where do we get them? Give me the link. I didn't want to have nothing to do with that. What's up, Frankie? How you doing, man? What's going on? All I'm doing let me stop yelling. I've been driving. All I've been doing is the Jackery. Oh, Kwame says got my Jackery 1000, bro. Good. Now I'm gonna tell you something about that Jackery 1000. The Jackery 1000. I'm gonna answer in a second, Judy. That Jackery 1000. I got the Blue Eddy 1500. I promise you. Even though it's more power, I'm feeling a little buyer's remorse. I think I should have went with the Jackery 1000. That's just how I feel right now. I hate that feeling. But something inside me, everything about that Jackery 1000 is exactly what I've been looking for. So, and the only people I keep seeing with the Blue Eddy is like they're on yachts. They always keep talking about, it kept my ice cooler in my chest and my fish refrigerator on my yacht. I'll be like, that's not what I'm going for. I need to bug out. And that Blue Eddy, he got a nice little belly on him, man. Okay, Judy said, what's going on, Jacob? Judy said, hello, how are you? I paid $800 something for my solar gen. How are you? I paid $800 something for my solar generator. Okay, what kind of solar generator did you get for $1,800? Hey, Dan Permaculture Food Force, what's up, my brother? Nadia says Jackery is the best. I'm not gonna say it's the best. It's the best for what I'm trying to do. I'm gonna say that. And this March, I think every year they come out with a new model, and I got a feeling this year they're gonna come out with a Jackery 1500. I got a feeling in my bones. I'm telling you, the next size up is coming. I can feel it. Hey, Artistic Kitchen, how you doing, little lady? The Ponderosa Cultivations, how you doing? Lily, please Google that for me, would you? So what is considered best for you? Who said that? Tay, Brianna, I think I like the Jackery 1000 better. It's just would be for what I'm using that portion of my prep for would be better suited. I got the Blue Eddy 1500, but the Jackery 1000 is just more. It's more mobile. Everything is facing, and it has one feature that keeps driving me crazy that my Blue Eddy does not have. The Jackery 1000, you can charge in your car. Say I'm heading down to Florida to our other spot, right? I can't be charging the Blue Eddy because you can't plug that into the car and let the car charger be charging it. I would have to hook up some kind of strange stuff like a inverter, changing AC to DC, vice versa, to charge the thing, which would probably never even work because it probably wouldn't even be enough power. And if it was, it's all cumbersome. The Jackery, you could be charging your power bank on your way to your destination. I can't do it. Dan Permaculture Food Forest says he like his Jackery Portable 500 stage. You got the 500, man. What's going on, Sim B. Davis? How you doing? So right now I got a little bit of buyer's remorse, little, but until I get it, I won't know. So I'm coming to ask everybody, and I wanted to talk about this because the emails is flooding in. Oh, you got it, Lily? There you go. Yes, charge anywhere. And see, with the Blue Eddy, you can either solar or plug it in. It doesn't give you the option to charge it through your car ports. It won't work. So, not liking it. Hey, Game Nerd Mom. See, I saw the Predator 6500 probably going to be my choice. Yes, it's very quiet. It just hasn't been proven. That's all. For very, very long, like a Honda. Anu says you will be all you will be all to the good. I buy buyer's remorse all the time. Oh yeah. Yeah, I got a little hiccup of it. Says the Blue Eddy AC200 portable power station will let you power in the car. Okay, yeah, that's also a little bit more cheese too. I'm coming in because I want to let everybody know I don't care where you live in the United States, it's warming up. Snow is melting. It's time to get those seeds in the ground. On top of that, snow is melting, right? Okay, we're about to get, it's hurricane season and all up and down the coast, all down here in the south, all up north. It's about to be tornado season. It's about to be hurricane season, and we don't even know what else season is coming. So while we're getting our gardens ready, get your preps up. Okay, get your preps up because the lights is gonna be out. Y'all know how this go every year. It's nothing that I'm telling you that y'all ain't even already used to every single year. What's that? The definition of insane is if you keep trying something over and over and over again and it don't work out. You know, then you don't get it. Every year, our lights go out. Every year, we have a hurricane. Every year, we have tornadoes. Every year, and I'm not in control of that. Mother Nature is. But if we don't do what we're supposed to do to get ourselves together, to get ready for the next go round, I ain't gonna say you deserve what you get, because I ain't gonna say that. Just good luck. Okay? The definition of insanity. All right. Let's see. Jackery 1000 is all electric cookers seem to be all over 1000 watts. Well, that's another reason I wanted to talk to y'all. I even wrote this down so I don't forget it, because I've been asked this question about 30 times. Stick with me for a second, okay? This is the main question. I've had hundreds of emails, literally. And the main question that I've been asking some people in this room tonight, some of you were the ones that asked me, but you're on top of the game with everybody else. They say, Led, which one should I get? Everybody like, ooh, he read my email. I ain't reading your email. I'm just telling you, everybody asked that. Which one should I get? The Jackery 500, 240, 1000, or should I get the Blue Eddie 500, 1000? Should rock, whatever I call it, the Rockaway. You know what I'm saying. Should I get gas? If I get gas, should I get the Honda? Should I get the Predator? Should I get the blah, the blue? Should I, which solar? Which gas? Which pellet stove? I've even had pellet stove, wood burning stove thrown at me as well. Me and Lady Led been talking all day. And I gotta be honest with you, family. I know good and well money is tight everywhere. You ain't gotta tell me. Money is tight everywhere. And everybody keep saying, Led, how do you expect us all to just up and start buying this stuff? We ain't got no money. How many y'all seen it in the comments? I ain't got no money, Led. I ain't got no money. You can go out and buy that stuff, but we ain't got no money. But you gotta realize something. Again, I didn't just start this game yesterday. I didn't just wait for a storm to hit my house a week ago and start getting ready. We've been doing this for like 30 years. So all the stuff that I accumulate over the years to show you is just stuff that I already know that works. I already have used it. I'm already doing it. We didn't just get this stuff last year. I've been showing you all of this equipment on YouTube, on just YouTube for the last good 4 or 5 years. On YouTube alone. Go back in the videos and count the years. At least 4 or 5 years I've been doing it on YouTube. But me and her personally been doing this since we've been together. So please don't think that I'm just buying all this stuff because I'm balling out of control and I just want you to buy something because I'm making money from it, because I'm not. None of these people that I talk about sponsor me. None of these people pay me. The reason I'm telling you this information, and I'm figuring you better catch up. You're playing catch up is what you're doing. That's the problem. You're playing catch up on reality. So that's why it seemed like I can't afford all of this stuff. And I understand. I totally understand. But you got to ask yourself, man, whose fault is this? Some of this is common sense. So I'm not saying you had to be in some certain group to be learning some of this stuff. Some of this stuff is common sense. Most people in this room tonight got children. And part of you taking care of your child ain't just going to the grocery store to feed them, because sometimes the grocery store ain't open. What's your next move? Every parent in this building need to be thinking like, what's my next move? What's my next move? Okay, what do I do next? Right? So part of this is common sense. Um, right off the bat, before I get to that answer of which one should you get, I'm going to tell you a quick story. Thank you, Davita. Gradually stock up. That's right. Get a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time, and look what'll happen in a year. In 1 year, you will have a stockpile of food. Now that video I put up about me canning, I was like, either you talk stuff or and some people do stuff. I've been canning for the last couple days. Two briskets a day, two briskets, two turkeys a day. I got cans that I've been spending my whole day just putting food away, putting food away, putting food away because it's beautiful outside, it's nice, it's warm, and everything. The politics is kind of hushing down. Listen, right before water go to boiling is when it's the quietest. Right before a storm is about to tear something up is when it's most beautiful. What they call it, the eye of the storm. So I'm not stopping getting myself together because I feel that this little hush hush quiet, some stuff is about to float to the surface, and I don't want to be half cocked for that. I promise you, if you're not getting your garden together or getting your food together, hey eco neighbor, how you doing, bro? If you're not putting food away, if you're not getting your preps up, all of your equipment together, listen, you ain't got nobody to blame but yourself. You can't keep saying it's about money because I know good and well, some of y'all got cars, you know you don't need this fancy car. You can have a decent car. Long as your real life is taken care of, then you start talking about some, okay, I want a Harley, okay, I want a Mercedes. That's just how I live. I don't get into that world until this is handled. I don't eat till my kids eat. I know the order of things, but I don't do it like that. My wife, I know the order of things from the history book, but me, my wife makes me a plate. I'll be like, hold on, feed them first. Get them fed, because my days is numbered. I need for my DNA to exist. Make sure they get fed. You know the old saying about the big piece of chicken? Everybody heard that? The comedian talk about his daddy had always got the big piece of chicken. Everybody heard that comedian say that. Yeah. You know what? My dad was the same way. My dad got the biggest plate. My dad got the biggest piece of chicken. He got the last touch of mashed potatoes, all of that. And I always kind of figured once I became a dad, I'm going to change that tradition up. Because I want them to survive. I want to be able to handle my business, but I need for them to survive. I need them to be strong. So make sure they get fed first. So I look at it like this. Off my plate, they eat first. I need them to eat first. I can manage. I'm the man of the house. I know I'm good. I ain't going to let nobody starve me, clearly, but I need my babies to eat first. And I know the order, and I know people going to knock me over the head about the order of household. I'm changing my own game up. This is my household. My babies eat first. My babies, my wife, then I eat first. Then I eat next because I know I'm good. I can do anything, get my food. But I need for them to make it. So that's what I'm trying to do for y'all, man. I'm good. I know what I need to do to eat. So I'm trying to help you eat first so you can eat. So you will know. Pass that on. Don't get, I know some people ain't gonna like that. I understand. You got your opinion. I got mine. This is my household. But guess what? It works real good. So I don't wait for the big piece of chicken. Break that big piece of chicken into 3 pieces and feed all 3 of them first. Make sure they fed. I'm going to be okay. So, to say that, I'm saying this, y'all. You can go ahead and you can splurge and get some. You can get some of this stuff. You know good and well in your mind you can get some of this stuff. You know what? How much one of these costs? Y'all already know what one of these costs. You don't need that. You don't need it. It's unnecessary, right? So I've been hawking some of my personal items to get the things I know that may be more or as important. Power is about to be real delicate. If you look online, it's don't quote me, but it's a major news site. I want to say CNN. I want to say CNN. Don't quote me, please. But you go do your own research for two reasons. One is look how many people is buying solar stuff. Everybody, couple people said, Led, that ain't the same price that you was telling us. You know why the price is going up? Because everybody is buying them because everybody know the light's gonna keep going out. A young lady, I put her in my community post. After all them videos I did last week, everybody thought they were safe. Their power went out. And she said, luckily, look at the video in the community. She said, luckily, I just grabbed my, what's up, broke farmer? What's up, brother? Luckily, me and my husband just grabbed this energy, this little power thing, and they was up eating pizza, and they was feeling a little bit more sure that they're going to be okay till the next day or till the power come back on. That little bit of hope that we ain't totally in the dark. So when I say I've been doing this for years, and you ask me, which one should you get? Gas, like a Honda generator, electric, like a Blue Eddy or a Jackery. Should you buy a wood burning stove or a pellet stove? If I was the teacher and this was a test, that one of the answers would be A, B, C, or D. And the other one would be all of the above. Which one do you think I would say? I'll give you a cheat code. All of the above. How you doing, Be Rich? I say get a wood burning stove. If you can afford to get a pellet stove, get a gas burning stove, and get an electric, gas burning generator and a solar generator, because all of them have different things that they do, different reasons. And somebody just earlier in the chat just said, but everything, if I get the Jackery 1000, listen to me close. If I get the Jackery 1000, you only got 1,000 watts of power, and that's probably max, right? There is no reason you need that much power for certain things. You don't have to have, oh, I've cleaned up. You don't have to have no big, giant, huge heater. You can get an electric blanket to keep you warm and snuggle everybody up. You got to use your head now, use your natural instincts. All these things that I'm talking about lately is just additives to your human instincts. They are not to replace what you supposed to be doing. And that is why humans are taking a beating right now, because we think technology is supposed to completely take over what we supposed to be doing. It's not supposed to work that way. These are just things that make stuff a little easier for us. For instance, you cannot run a coffee machine on most of these solar powered generators. Won't take it. The startup power. Most deep freezers won't take it. The startup of these machines and their compressors, it won't take it. Here's one for you right here. That's my sump pump going. Here's right here. Why on the planet Earth do you need a coffee machine? Now, I love my coffee. I love it. But it's one piece, that's right, technology can be dangerous. and a crutch, which it is now. So listen, family, instead of you trying to spend another $400 or $500 to buy a bigger generator that produces more power unnecessarily to heat up a coffee maker, why don't you just buy a $10 percolator? A normal percolator, you sit on the fire and it percolates your coffee. It tastes better anyway. Or just put your coffee grounds in a pot of boiling water and make cowboy coffee and then strain it out. There is no reason you need to be burning your precious electricity to boil you a cup of tea and coffee. That's not how this works. Like I said, the technology, don't buy so much where you think it's supposed to be a robot walking around your house wiping your tailbone for you. That ain't how this works. This is just an extension of you. You're buying an extension of what you should already be doing. Now, hey, Rhonda Moffitt, how you doing, Mom? Now, the only thing I can say, there is a lot of people, which I did not realize, with a lot of medical conditions. A lot of medical conditions. I got a lot of emails and a lot of people. It touched me a little bit because you just don't realize how bad people are off until you talk to them personally, right? So I got a lot of people that's bedridden. I have a lot of elderly people with amputees. I have a lot of mentally challenged people. And I have a lot of people that's on different sorts of feeding machines, breathing machines. And some of these people are not elderly. Some of these are children. So to you, my answer to you in all of your questions, because it's more of you than you know, and I'm here to connect you all of y'all together. It's a lot of emails I got with a lot of people with pretty bad medical conditions. And I didn't know how to answer you personally for several reasons. Okay? Number one, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional anymore, and that's a legal problem. If I were to give you advice without practicing, I can't do that anymore. But for the most part, I want to let you know there is no one solution. There is no should I buy gas? Should I buy electric? Should I buy wood? You should be thinking about, you've been taking care of your loved one or your family member all of this time. You've been through a lot. You sacrificed a lot. And trust me, if anybody know, I know. You sacrificed a lot to take care of your loved one. Whether it's your grandmother, your mother, your child, anybody in your family with these conditions. Why are you stopping now? You need the best solar power energy. You need the best gas power energy. You need the wood burning energy. There should be no question. I can't tell you what you should do. I can tell you what I would do, and that way that won't make it legally binding. If this was my family member, I would do any and everything to preserve life. Period. Not because I swore an oath to it years ago, but out of my humanity, I would do everything and anything to preserve life. What? I don't need that Jeep. I can ride a Honda Civic. I don't need all of this stuff. My job is to preserve life to the best of my ability. So if that's going to cost me a little more, or if I'm going to sacrifice myself to do that, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you why I know people say, I don't have the money, Led. I don't have the money. I can't do it. This is why, I know some of y'all are like, he don't know my finances. I'm going to tell you why I don't really want to all the way believe it. I did something that I don't normally do. Everybody been talking about TikTok. Everybody hip to TikTok? Raise your hand if you've heard of TikTok. Okay. Last night, I found out what, I forget what they call it. The TikTok time warp is what they call it, I think. The TikTok time warp. I had this, I made this TikTok thing years ago and I never even cared. I didn't know what it was. I never touched it. I ain't following nobody. I don't follow people and they didn't follow me. I ain't putting nothing on there. I don't even think I got a face on there. I was on TikTok till about 3 or 4 in the morning. I didn't even realize what time it was. Fell asleep on the couch. She upstairs asleep. I'm asleep on TikTok. You know what I was on TikTok doing? For hours, trying to understand humanity. And I promise you, I said so many prayers because all I kept saying was, Lord, we doomed. I was like, Lord, we doomed. Is this what it's come to? I've watched literally probably hundreds of people that did things just for attention. I guess to make themselves feel better for the day. Then for the few seconds that they do it, I guess it make them feel good and they're worried about views. How many people saw me? And then I ran across a couple channels between the silhouettes. Between the silhouette challenge. You'll be looking silhouette, dumb joke, stupid prank, and then some kid talking about wanting to end their lives. Silhouette, stupid prank, stupid prank, stupid prank, silhouette, suicide prank. And I couldn't understand. A lot of people spent a lot of money to do all of this, these seconds of their lives to make somebody else think something else of them. And then you got a little girl with a birthmark on her face that was actually beautiful. Kids done picked on her so bad, she ready to end her life over somebody that's hundreds if not thousands of miles away and have never even touched her or saw how beautiful she really is. They've only seen her face from probably the shoulders up. And all I could think to myself, now mind you, you guys know, this goes on by the thousands on every social media platform, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube, it don't matter. You see a lot of people desperate for the attention. And what got me, when I finally kind of snapped out of it, I had to kind of snap out of it because it put you in a trance. It puts you in a trance where my thumbs start doing like my kids, like this. I start hearing my knuckles pop. Listen to that. Y'all know that sound? Like dumb, stupid. Oh. Dumb. That ain't what I thought it was, dumb. Right? I wore my doggone knuckle bone out last night with that nonsense. I'm saying all that to get to this point. With all the technology that people use to record all of this nonsense and learn all of this nonsense, I saw, and one that really made me snap out of it was I saw this, I'm going to say 3 boys. It was 3 boys and they all was dancing in unison, right? They was dancing in unison till it looked like they was one. It was like water. And I was mesmerized. Because I was like, not only was that dope on my hood side, but it was beautiful. Thank you, Quincy. It was beautiful. The way they was doing it, like Jabberwockies, you know? And as mesmerizing as it was, and beautiful motions as it was, and how in tuned and in sync it was, it snapped out of my head to be like, that's one of the dumbest things I ever seen in my life. Do you know how long it took these boys to learn to do that and to be on time like that, to learn that music? They didn't just learn that music. They were that music to be able to move like that in perfect unison, like it was one person, not one kid. Now rewound it, because not one kid ever lost the beat. They all stayed about 6 inches away from each other. And I was like, this right here, this is some outer space stuff. This is kind of like when they see spaceships, they be like, how they fly in formation, they see them ships. The boys never left about 6 inches away from each other, no matter where their arms and hands was. They never left 6 inches away from each other. And I said, do you know what kind of mental, I can't even think of the word, training is all I can spit out right now, to perfect such a thing? Do you know how long you had to practice that just for your 10-second to 16-second video that will probably never go anywhere except for some old man sitting there like, I used to do that back in my day, like me? You can do that, but people can't put food away. You can learn all of these dances and songs, but when the stuff go down, discipline. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for in New 24. Discipline. That take discipline. That's not just training. You woke up, the first thing you did before you brushed your teeth was think about these dance moves. But nobody know how to survive. You can thumb on TikTok all day. You can thumb on these social media sites all day. And they can show you some of the most coolest tricks. But none of them will save your life. That's what made me snap out of it. None of these tricks that I'm looking at, not one out of hundreds, was a way to preserve life. Donna Moore, do you need a generator and inverter, and why? I don't know, Donna Moore. What's the quietest generator? Are you talking about solar? Are you talking about gas, or what? See, those kind of questions I need to be in depth. So I just want people to get ready. So I'm gonna go ahead before I end this video. I'm gonna answer a lot of questions, okay? You got to be a little bit more specific, okay? I'm gonna get off the TikTok stuff because it was a little disturbing. I just want people to pay a little bit more attention to reality, because we are not on that at all. Right, just a bunch of distractions. Outdoor gas or solar? Solar. Deborah or Deborah, I couldn't tell you. I don't know your setup. I don't know your situation. So that's what we're going to talk about right now. Okay? I said it in every video so far, and I'm going to say it again so everybody know, that people that's just tuning in. We did this game. We played this game just I think it was yesterday. And I'm going to hook that video on here too. You need to decide what kind of power you need for yourself. Let me see if I even still got that. You need to decide what power you need for yourself. You need to decipher the difference between critical power and comfort power. Are you trying to keep your ice cream bars cold, or are you trying to keep medication cold? That's a big difference. Kwame said, Led, what's a good indoor safe heater to use in a power outage? It's so many, you got to do your research on that. And that's another thing, you guys. I'm not the end all, say all, be all of any of this. And I never claim to be, and I never want you to think I am. A lot of this is what I've been trying to say earlier in this video is you need to use a little bit of your own common sense. It's hundreds of brands. It's hundreds, if not thousands. But I know what worked for me in my situation because I constantly research how to survive in several different situations. While everybody else is watching TikTok, I'm trying to figure out how to make fire with my shoestrings. I kid you not. That's what I do. Let me see. We have a loud comfort generator. Let me see. Hey, how you doing, Tiff? Captain Caveman, be your own self-advocate. Because I'm going to be honest with you. When you ask me what you should get, and I tell you, for instance, I say, you need the Jackery 500. What do you think I need, Led? Well, I got the Jackery 500. You should have it. But I didn't know you're on all kind of different. You need to refrigerate medication. You have a CPAP. You have a asthma breathing machine. I had no idea all of that stuff. That's the stuff you need to take a piece of paper. I said the other day. And we went through this yesterday morning. So please look at that video. It's very important. It was short for me. You need the critical power sources you need. I'm going to repeat this. We all went through this yesterday. You need to be worrying about lights. You need lights. Refrigeration. You need some sort of refrigeration. You need some sort of heating source, like a heating blanket. You ain't going to run too many heaters with the power that's out now and the way the technology is. Medical, you need something that's going to run medical equipment, like breathing devices and so on. Let me see, Quincy, what advice do you have for people that have electric powered homes? Listen, darling, Quincy, you're gonna have to go and watch the video from yesterday because I answered that. And that's what I'm going through right now. If you're trying to power your entire home, you're not gonna be okay. Because that's not what you're trying to do. That's not what you should be trying to do. For instance, I got people that know right now, when the outages happened last week, those people had solar panels that they bought from a solar company on their houses. When the grid went down, so did those people with all those solar panels on top of their house. Why did their house go dark just like the dude across the street that pays the local energy company? Because all of it is tied into the grid. You have no power banks under your house. When you buy from a solar company, they do not give you solar power storage under your house. That energy, you only need a fraction of it to power your home with all them things on your roof. The rest gets shipped back to their company into their power grid where they store it and they sell it to people like me that refuse to put it on the roof. So when the grid goes down for Joe across the street with the local energy company, it's going down for you too. That's how it works. I just need you to do your own research. I can't make this stuff up. Look at it. Look at all the people that was on the news dark with solar panels on their house and it's icicles hanging from their ceiling fan. Check it out. When them pipes bust inside the house because your house so cold, water run is going to freeze in the house. That's what happens. That's why I'm totally, I want everything mobile. I got people that's saying I want to start a whole system, solar system, and put it on my own roof and have my own power banks for myself. My question to you, which I used to think that was a good idea, is really not. That's just really old way of thinking and old technology. When you think about putting a bunch of solar panels on your house and putting a whole bunch of power banks and batteries under your house for storage, you got two problems with that. One, if you have to evacuate your home, it was all for nothing. It was useless. If you get caught in a flood, it's all useless. It was all for nothing. Tornado, hurricane, all useless, all for nothing. Right? And then you got to worry about this too. With all that power that you hooked up and all that money you spent to put on top of your house, that was just for your everyday comfortable living. When you do that, it's so you can make your bills go down lower. If you're trying to stay away from the grid, but I'm going to tell you something else that you may not know. When you try to cut yourself off the grid in a municipality, there's fines for that. Did you know that? You can't untie yourself from the grid without having some kind of repercussions, if you will. Some kind of consequence is going to come from that, because they're going to look and be like, you would think it would make them happy. It doesn't. They're like, why ain't he using XYZ amount of kilowatts? We need to go look at their power. And sometimes you see the dude just walking down the street with the little power thing, and he come and look at yours. Nobody questions that dude ever, do they? He just come look at your meter reader, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, 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 boop. Okay, have a nice day. You don't know what he just did. You have no idea. All of that stuff is in the computer. He ain't got no reason to be coming out there manually looking at anything. All of that stuff is going straight through the computer, through the grid, and they get a report on how many kilowatts you use per day, per hour, per week, per month. So what he's doing is making sure you ain't done mess with your stuff. They tell him, look, go out to XYZ address and make sure they ain't fumbling with that box. Breaker 19, we got a, yeah, because you're not bringing in the power that you're supposed to be using, that they have like a quota for us, and you don't even know that. So if you're not using enough kilowatts, you're going to be inspected and investigated. Ask it. Don't listen to me. Look it up. Don't listen to me. Look it up. No, Kwame. I've never heard of a heat pal. I would be a little cautious of that name anyway. So you need something that you can pick up and go. Keep that in your head for the way things are these days. You need something that you can pick up and leave. Most of us, especially down here in the South, what do? We have to pick up and leave a lot. A lot. We have to pick up and leave so much down here in the South that we have exit emergency roads just built for just that. From Florida to the Carolinas to Georgia, we have roads that are just for evacuation. So what does that tell you? That means you need to be able to pick up and go at a moment's notice. Okay? So keep that in mind. My whole putting power on the house dream, that's over. That's for comfort. Now, if you wanted to add that to your system, yeah, I get it. But that wouldn't be my first thing, is trying to be comfortable. Let me see. I'm missing a lot running my mouth because I wanted to make sure before I get out of here. Let me see. There we go. I'm flipping my own script. Let's see. Make sure. Oh, thank you so much, Conscious Awakening. After the last power outage, I'm getting better prepared for a hurricane. That's right. Hurricane season is right around the, well, we basically in it right now. I need to run my indoor tent solar. Okay, boom. That's what I want to talk to y'all about. Number one, before I go, because we about to go, making alcohol. People asked me about the alcohol video today. I've been showing people how to make alcohol for years. And the first thing folks say, oh, you just like to drink. This ain't got nothing to do with drinking. Nothing. Everybody like a good sip. Even if you don't drink, that's fine. But I want to get you hip to something. Show you. Look like urine sample, don't it? You know what this did? This is a sample that I took earlier to make that video. This is a sample. Give me a second. Change of a lifetime, and life lose compassion. Okay, this is a sample. The reason why you need to learn how to make alcohol has nothing to do with party time. If that's what you want to do in the meantime, that's fine. But the real thing is, it's medicinal. And it's also fuel. I can't talk about that part. Okay? I can't talk about that on here. But when you are in trouble, you're going to need fuel to burn. What I was telling y'all, you need fuel to run generators. You need fuel to run your car. You need fuel. Okay? So you can turn those things into fuel, and you can also turn them into a bartering tool. Things is getting bad, and whether you like it or not, or you agree with it or not, okay? Sometimes people like to drink their miseries away, smoke it away, whatever. That's why we have the epidemics that we have, because some people can't deal with reality, just like I was telling y'all about TikTok, and that's where I was going until somebody asked me a crazy question I had to deal with. So, this, while everybody was ripping each other's skin off, no, that's not true, Nina. It don't keep you warm. You feel warm, but you're not. This thins your blood and makes you actually get hypothermia quicker. While everybody was fighting over hand sanitizer, y'all ain't never heard me say nothing about I got to hurry up and run out and get tissue paper or hand sanitizer. I told you if I got to whip my sock off, that's what's going to happen, right? I ain't worried about tissue paper. If I got to tear this t-shirt up, I ain't worried about tissue paper. And I ain't worried about no sanitation. Sanitizer. What do you think they did before modern medicine? Just let's start at the Old West. We ain't even got to go all the way back. How's it look, Doc? You think I'm going to make it here? Give him this. Tell him to drink it all, too, before I get to operating. Yeah. Tell him to drink it all. Not only did he give the soldier a little sip, he poured him a sip, and then he poured some on that knee. Ah! Hold him down, boys. Hold him down. It's going to be a minute. Give him another sip. This worked in 3 different reasons right there. So back in those days, it was a lot of dudes. Think with your head. It was a lot of dudes back in them days in the Civil War and before modern medicine. They had legs and stuff amputated. How did they do it? Ain't nobody had no scalpels. Ain't nobody had no lasers. Ain't nobody have no anesthesia. They had whiskey. They had whiskey, baby. You sip that till he passes out. Pour some on the wound. Sterilize my tools with it, this hacksaw. And let's get busy. So a lot of people here tonight, it's 710 people in the house tonight, and a lot of the people are here tonight because your ancestors lived because of stuff like this, because everybody's ancestors, no matter what color you are, been through some stuff, okay? One of your family members been through something that made it possible in some way, form, or fashion for you to be here to this day. Me and you wouldn't be talking to each other if something, this saved one of your doggone family members' life, one way or another. I promise you that. And it ain't have hardly nothing to do with drinking it. Okay? So, learn how to make wine. Guava. Delicious too. This is what the video I made a year ago. Well, all it was sugar, raisins, and yeast and water. No, it's not dry. It's perfectly sweet. You saw how deep that my meter went, my hydrometer, it bottomed out. You saw that? It's not dry though. If you do it natural, with no chemicals, and just be patient and just make it, put it away, and stop picking with it, this is what you get in time. Perfectly clear, perfectly balanced wine. It got some kick. It's a little sweet. It's beautiful. And it'll get the job done. No additives in it at all. That's what I keep trying to teach people. Stop rushing wine. Don't do it. The people that I taught how to make wine, stop rushing it. Stop rushing to drink it. Now, just to show you real quick, that's what I did a year ago. Those two. That's 10 gallons of this. Medication, anesthesia, party time, or fuel, but we can't talk about that. I wanted to say that first before we got out of here. I'm gonna answer some questions. You guys, you're gonna need all of the above. Look at gas generators. Look at solar generators. And if you can find a wood burner stove, you can make it yourself. I made one out of a beer keg. All I did was cut the top off of it. That's what we was out there camping with. Before I go, I'm glad so many people are here because I got a question to ask you. Everybody's kids are still in school, even though they might be at home. What we're doing, when spring break comes, I'm going to do a part 2 of what I'm about to tell you right now. Part 1 is this. It's going to be prepper practice. And I want to see how many people want to do it with me. Number 1, how many people live in an apartment? I got to ask that before I do this, because that was a major reason I started this. How many people live in an apartment, a townhome, anything where you're like this to everybody else? You just don't have a yard, so you got to plant in containers, or you may have, with power, you can't use gas, so you're looking into the electric. Okay, apartments. Somebody wrote hand. G Weezy, you a mess. Right. See how many people live in townhomes, apartments, and condos? That's why we're doing this. That makes prepping for you just a little bit trickier and sometimes a little bit more expensive. But this is what we're going to do. Since some of you can't get outside and do this practice course that we're about to do in your house, how many people have a tent? How many people have a 2-man, 3-man, 4-man tent in those apartments, mind you? The people in the houses can speak up too, but I need everybody that's in an apartment. If you have a tent, that's wonderful. I'm seeing a lot more than I thought. That's wonderful, because that means you ready. So whether you're in a house now, whether you're in a house or you're in an apartment, I need to see how many people have tents. Have you started preparing with all your equipment? Hold on. Okay. Okay. My Bluetooth connected upstairs, so that wasn't gonna work very well. Okay. The reason I'm asking you guys this is because this is what I want to do. We're going to play a game. We played a game, I think it was 2 years ago or a year or so ago, when we did the scavenger hunt for all of our little prep supplies at the dollar stores and stuff like that. Well, now we're going to use it. Me and Lady Led did the video last week for you because we were getting you ready. A lot of people have a lot of equipment and they said, Led, I haven't used it yet. Time to use it. If you do not have a tent, you can play too. We're going to play Prepper Practice, Safe Room Edition. How this is going to work. You can't lie to me because I don't gotta care. So you only lying to yourself if you don't do it right. Okay? You have to set your tent up. Pick a room in your house. Pick one room in your house. Me and Lady Leah have been talking about this all day. She was writing down rules and everything. One room in your house, you got to pick. Then, at a certain time, you cannot leave that room. Meaning, you can go to work and you can come home, but if you need to take a shower, you need to poop, you need to do whatever you need to do before you get home. When you get home, you got to do it in the safe room. Okay? Pick one room. What you need with Luciana? What do you need? Said you need some help. What you need? You need to stay in one room. If you have an apartment, we're doing the indoor edition. If you have a tent, you have to set it up in that room. Most people got about a 2 to 4 man tent. Now, if you got like a whole family reunion tent, don't do that. Okay, okay, Luciana, you got to tell me what you need, okay? Because now that's starting to get a little weird, all right? There you go. There you go. All right? You got to tell me what you need help with, or I can't deal with that. I don't understand what's going on. You getting people riled up. So, if you don't have a tent, let me go back. Let me go back to that. Let me see if I can get it. Hold on. Get a little taste of that now. Okay. If you do not have a tent, you just pick a safe room. Why set up a tent in an apartment? Because we just doing it. You don't have to do anything. We're setting up a tent in the house because you live in an apartment. If you don't live in an apartment, during spring break, we're going outside and we're going to do it. Literally. And just like we practice here at my house, I'm just doing with you what we do at my house. Okay? So she homeless but got a phone. What? I mean, don't even pay her no attention. Don't pay that person no attention. So, let me see. I seen something. Are you sure you wasn't in the military because you have military survival mind? Great stuff. Thank you. No, my father kept us on our toes with this constantly. When we were younger, just like most of our parents was military. If you are not military watching me now, you had a military parent, correct? Everybody? Anybody in the house had a military parent, military family? If you had a military dad, military mom, you're from a military family, or you were in the military, if you were in the military, those things are hard to break. I don't care how old you are, there's some things that just don't leave you for some reason. And if you have a military parent, for some reason, it already feels like you were in the military because from day one, you're in boot camp. So no, I was never in the military. All my brothers and sisters were. I was not. That does not give me an excuse not to know what I'm doing. Not in my household. My dad didn't see it that way. Okay? So, right. If you got an army dad, military parent, you were in the military too. Because they didn't let you get away with anything. If they couldn't get away with it in the military, they were not going to let you get away with it either. So whatever they were taught, you were taught. And they made sure of that, I'm sure. Even if you're an Army spouse, correct? So, no, I wasn't in the military. But this is just a little bit of that training that the person that asked me why we setting tents up in the house, because if you have a yard, do it in the yard. If you have a house, this is a simulation of what people go through when these things happen. You may have to leave your house. And everybody cannot go to these stadiums or these safe houses. Everybody can't go. Sometimes they can't fit everybody. That's the part that don't make the news, okay? The part that does not make the news is, especially now with the what's the name going on, you can only fit so many people inside of a area. So they have to turn you away. If you've been waiting to sit in this stadium after the emergency and they tell you they can't fit anybody else in here for safety reasons, what are you going to do? That's why we're doing this. So I need you to get all of your gear. And I'm giving you time. Listen, starting we're going to do it one day, starting this Friday night. Friday night coming up. Friday night, I'm going to post it. Have all your gear or whatever gear you need, because what this is going to teach you is everything that you do not have is going to teach you what you are going to need. Like, you know what would have helped us out? If we would have had X, Y, Z. And while you're sitting there wishing that you would have had X, Y, Z, you need to be writing that down. Like, next time, we need some toilet paper. Next time, we're going to need some doggone dishes. Next, some disposable dishes. Next time, maybe we need a little miniature thing of dish soap. Because you're going to live in whatever room you pick. We'll say 12 hours. I'm not going to start with 24. We're going to start with 12. And we're going to work our way up. And then once everybody feel confident, you're going to take that same equipment, set it up in your yard. And a lot of people still got snow, so we're going to do this again. I'm not going to stop doing this, so don't think you're going to miss out on it, because this is going on all year. We're going to set up all our equipment out. If you have to go to a camping site, we might even meet up at a camping site somewhere, and we're going to set it up again. If there's some parks around you that legally you can do this, we'll do it that way too. Whatever we need to do so you can start getting used to the feeling of being deprived of being comfortable. Tragedy is not comfortable. And everybody keeps saying, well, how am I going to keep my ice cream bars cold? You're not. That's not what you're buying this stuff for. That's not what you're preparing for. You're not preparing to keep your ice cream bars cold. You're trying to prepare to keep your heart beating. That's what this is all about. And I totally understand if some people don't want to hear it and some people don't want to do it. You don't have to. That's what makes this country great. You don't have to do it. But for the people that truly need this, let's do it. So we're going to have a prepper practice in our house. Now, I wanted to do it in my living room. She said, no, you ain't. We doing that in the den. There's a reason why. I thought she didn't want me to mess up her carpet. That's not why. She was so gangster. She was like, nope, because that way we can make sure we can't get to the bathroom because my den is upstairs and that takes a little work. So Lady Leia was even more gangster than I was with that. We're going to set up in our den. We're going to move our couches, move our TVs. We will not be having no television set on. The only thing we're going to have on is this phone. And we're going to be talking to y'all for a certain amount of time. Now, you got to remember one thing. You don't have to trust me, and I don't have to trust you. All you need to know is you need to set up and get ready for you. If you say, man, forget this, I'm going to bed. I just want you to think about this. I pray and hope this don't happen to you. But someday you ain't going to have the choice to quit and go to bed. Someday it's going to be raining on your head the way things are going, mind you. And you won't have no choice but to tough it out. It's thousands of people out here right now, they ain't got no choice but to tough it out. Okay? They can't go back in the house. They can't go to bed. The people with the forest fires, they can't go back home and get their clothes that they forgot. They can't run back in there and none of that. That's over. Once they evacuate you, you got to go. So, hopefully, this helps you. So I'm trying to have fun with it, but it's serious at the same time. Because if this happens to happen, if this eventually happens to you, you will at least have a little bit of thought of what you did in this game. Because believe it or not, go read the comments in those other videos that I got. How many people did all those games and all this prepping stuff that we've been doing, how did it help them? That young lady I put in the community post today, I put her in there. She said, I'm so glad that we gave it up and just gave it a shot. Look what happened. Soon as they went out and bought a power pack, they didn't buy a Blue Eddy. They didn't buy a Jackery. They didn't buy nothing expensive. They went and got that Power Max, I think it was, Black Max, little portable generator. That kept their lights on, and that kept some power in the house because of that emergency. Whether the lights was out for an hour or a day, that gave them a little bit more security that, okay, if we need to use this power, it's limited. So how will we use it? Are we going to just run a light all night? Are we going to use it to start a fire? Yada, yada, yada. Okay. Karen Bauer says, yep, evacuated 2 times last year for fires, Northern California. See? And right. And you know, I wish my kids were here. There go the geese. They telling me to go to bed. I wish my older 2 were here because I've been having them camping now for 30 years, almost 30 years, and they know that's just part of their life. Wish they go make some love somewhere else. Freaky geese. So now I know that if something come down to it, I know my kids can survive. I know they can survive. All right? I know they can make it. I know they got skills. I know they can start fires. I know they can find water. I know they can do it. And I will have perfect confidence in my kids that they'll be all right. At least long enough to get them to somewhere else or get them to me. They'll be all right long enough to get to daddy. Daddy got you. Okay? So if you guys want to join in, we're going to be doing it this Friday night. This coming Friday night. Me, Lady Leg, even Little Leg, he gonna hang that computer up. We all stand in our den, and all we're gonna be able to do is tell ghost stories, because there ain't gonna be no TV, no radio, none of that. That's why I keep them around. Is it good to stock up MREs? You can stock whatever you think you're gonna need for 12 hours. I'm going to figure how to stream you and some friends. You can use your smart device for this purpose. Right. I told y'all in the prepping video, decks of cards, keep your mind off of nonsense. And talking to one another and finding out who the heck these kids done turned into over the last year. All of that. Okay, Chill Will. Like I said, you don't have to participate, my friend. It's just a game. I will have to watch the replay. I have to work. Oh, sorry to hear that, Arlene. But we're gonna keep doing it. Okay. Can you recommend a tent brand? It's a cheap brand that I had out here on the island in that video. It's a Ozark Trails from Walmart. It's $34. It's a 4-man tent. It is 34 bucks. They even have one for 24 bucks. It's a 2-man. No, it's a 3-man tent, and it's 24 bucks. Like said, you don't have to use. Everybody keep telling me it's the Sabbath. If you, like I said to everybody else, even the people that's working, you don't have to participate if you don't want to. I totally understand your beliefs. Okay, I get it. Do your kids still practice very well? They do. Because this stuff happens to us too on a daily basis. Well, not a daily basis, but when all of this mess go down, one of my kids live far away from me, one live fairly close, but they still have to deal with this situation. I have a 2-year-old and a 17-year-old. I'm nervous. That's the best time, because you know what, kids is funny. They gonna keep you entertained. And you know the best part? What spray did you put on the tent? Ooh, it was some. You won't need no spray right now inside the house, but I'm gonna come back with that. It's a silicone spray, and I'm telling you, it's in my garage. I ain't gonna run and get it, but I'll have that for you. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I let you know that, because that's important. What time Friday? I gotta work, so you got plenty of time if you're on the West Coast. I'm on my way to bed, baby. Natural disaster happening. A natural disaster happening on the Sabbath too. No disrespect. No, we ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna take that down, because all that's gonna do is stir folks up. Let's not do that. Let's not do it. I'm gonna just take that down. Okay, I get what you're saying, B Pre, but I don't even want to start that, because that stuff, man, that's why I didn't kind of really want people to say stuff like that, because it gets people off track and they miss the message for the mess. All we doing is practicing. Whatever your beliefs are and your religions are, do what you have to do. You don't even really I didn't announce any of my practices, because that's not what we're talking about right now. And what people will happen, and you see what just start happening, family? People start talking about their faith, and then it got off track. That's what I'm talking about. It's no disrespect to your faith. It's no disrespect to your religion. It's just we start missing things when people start going another route. You start peeking around the dumpster. You start going down the alley. Everything goes left. No disrespect whatsoever to your faith. Whatsoever. Okay? I'm just saying. The person had a good point. disaster ain't gonna stop on that day. You don't have to practice on that day. You don't have to practice on that day. None taken pre. You don't have to practice on that day. Practice another day. But I'm just trying to put out information, man, it's going to say, hopefully it'll save some lives. Practicing your faith, that will save lives too. So that's why I just picked any day. I could have said Wednesday, Tuesday. It could have been any day. All right. So I'm going to get out of here. And it's time, if you got your equipment, be prepared for two things. Be prepared to eat in your safe room, because I'm going to do another video and remind you and give you more detailed rules. If you're going to be cold, what kind of heat you going to have? If you're going to be hot, what kind of cooling you going to have? Food, bathroom situations. I ain't want to talk, but I'm just saying. Nobody leaves the room. Nobody leaving the room. It is gonna be weird. Showering, ain't no showering. You think people take showers in a horrible situation? You better get out a wet wipe. Look, this is a disaster shower, okay? That's a disaster shower. Okay? And if things get real bad, this is a disaster shower. All right. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's go. Whoa. Whoa. Let's go. Okay? It's up to you. Ain't no cutting on the nozzle and ooh, that's hot. Ooh, turn around on the shower head. Ooh, Ooh. Get your soap up. That's not happening. That's not a disaster shower. That's the Travel Lodge or the Motel 6. That ain't got nothing to do with an emergency. Okay? Emergency shower. Okay? This is about emergencies, not comfort. Remember the video. If you haven't watched that, go back and watch. I'm going to put it on the link on the end of this video. Critical versus comfort. Very, very thin line. Critical versus comfort. Okay? Everybody have a wonderful night. I love you. And again, no disrespect to anybody or your faith or your religion. That is not my intent. I'm just trying to help other folks. You got to ask yourself, what are you doing to try to help people? What are you doing to try to help folks? Because that's what we should all be doing right now. All right? Everybody have a wonderful night. I love you. And thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me. All right? Sleeping bags, good one. This is what I want y'all to do for me before I go. Write a list on what everything you think you're going to need. Write a list on some paper. And I'm going to make a post. No. Better. Write down everything you think you're going to need in your safe room in your house next Friday in the comments below. All right? Woo, that got some kick. Write down everything you think you're going to need in your house, in your safe room this coming Friday in the comments below so I can read them. And y'all gonna all read them, and you might get some ideas from other people too. Like, ooh, I almost forgot that. I would have forgot my bucket. Don't forget your bucket. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all before I call time on that damn day. Y'all got y'all bucket ready? Because you're gonna need your bucket. All right, everybody have a good night. Live on 73. I love you, and I'm out.